joined by Atul Wassan on the phone line on this. Mr. Atul Wassan, what do you make of this decision taken by Pakistan that they're not going to play tonight's match in all likelihood? They've decided, it seems, to boycott the Asia Cup.
Yeah, I think this was the only way out for them to just, try and, portray that the higher ground, because they were slighted and there was no way out, because what they were expecting from ICC or ACC was never going to happen. Nobody can reprimand the other team for not doing something which is a tradition but cannot be enforced. So I think this is the only way they can show that they are miffed. And I think it is...
Mr. Wassan, going by what you're saying, it's a face saver, but with huge implications for Pakistan.
Well, then actually, they don't care now, because, they are cornered and they feel that if they don't do this, then everybody will take them lightly. And India, on their part, is entirely entitled to what they did. So I think it's a standoff. And going forward, what they lose is not going to be important to the, the feelings they've got that they have done something about it.
Nikhil, what do you think? Any questions for Mr. Wassan on that?
Akshita, I'll just update you about a couple of things that I'm getting to hear. There is, again, none of this is confirmed. I'm getting to hear from one of my sources who's there and is part of the organizing committee of the tournament that they have kind of been told that there is a possibility that there could be a delayed start to this game as well. That's what I'm hearing from him. However, this is not confirmed. I'm just, quoting somebody who's part of the organization committee there. So is it a complete pullout? We don't know. Secondly, I'm also hearing from people who are close to the PCB that there will be a press conference by Mohsin Naqvi shortly. And I think that's the time that we'll know 100% as to what they are doing. Either they are going to be playing this match under protest and it starts slightly delayed, or are they pulling out of the tournament completely? So two conflicting reports from two really highly placed sources I'm getting at the moment. I mean, the point is that we don't know 100% as to what the scene is at the moment. And as I speak, I'm also getting to know that the bus is still there waiting outside the Pakistan team hotel. It is packed with all the kit packs of the Pakistan team that still hasn't been taken out. So even the team that way has not been informed 100% whether they are going to the ground or not. They've just been told, hold on, we'll inform you what our official stance is. That's the latest that I'm getting to hear, right?
So those are updates that Nikhil is giving us. Mr. Wassan, you were saying that this is essentially an attempt by Pakistan to save face, but this affects them the most, Mr. Wassan. My point being that, they boycott the Asia Cup. That's huge repercussions, even possible isolation for Pakistan.
I think at this point they don't really care, because, that is the only way out for them to show that they are not happy. And, by the code of conduct, they cannot enforce anything from the ICC, because, you are well within your rights to do whatever you did. So they feel that ICC is not going to do much about it. The whole cricketing world is on one side, and they feel that if they just, show their, their insult in a way that they can only do this. I'm not sure whether this is going to actually affect them in ACC. They don't care. But what is the implication going forward in the other tournaments, in other ICC tournaments?
Okay, Mr. Atul Wassan, thank you very much for joining us here on India Today with your view. The latest update we're getting, and what Nikhil was telling you, was there's an air of uncertainty essentially in Dubai on whether the match is happening or not. The UAE team has reached the stadium as was expected. They've reached on time, because usually if a match is expected at 8 p.m., the team would usually be there 2 hours before. So the UAE team has reached the stadium. Here's what we're picking up, Nikhil, and I'd like your word on this. The Pakistani media is saying right now that an ultimate decision hasn't been taken, that Pakistan may still play that match with one condition, saying if referee Andy Pycroft issues an apology, then we'll go ahead and play their match. So they're trying in a way to kind of issue a threat that's not really going to go down well with the ICC.
Well, that's right. In fact, this Akshita, is something that we had reported about an hour ago, that, the goalpost has changed for the PCB. As I mentioned earlier, till last night, PCB were just happy if you were to shuffle the match referees. As I mentioned, there are 2 match referees there. Richie Richardson, former West Indian player, Andy Pycroft, former Zimbabwean player. They had an issue with Andy Pycroft. Richie Richardson was to referee the game that was to take place in Abu Dhabi. I found out from my sources that Richie Richardson had reached Dubai this morning from Abu Dhabi. That means he was on standby and he would have officiated this game. And this is what PCB had asked for to begin with. But as I told you, the goalpost changed in the last 5-6 hours. How did the goalpost change? What is it that they were asking? They were asking now for an additional apology from Andy Pycroft, and that I am made to believe all happened due to political pressure from the Pakistani government to PCB. What I believe happened was that the Pakistani government said that, listen, if they just shuffle the match referee, that makes Pakistan, go in bad light at the moment. That is not what Pakistan bargained for. It looked like Pakistan was very weak and they settled for a shuffling of match referee. We needed something more. We need to be seen rather to be doing something more. And so if an apology comes, then that will allow us a sort of a leeway where we can then have a face-saving exercise and allow our team to go to the ground. This has happened in the last few hours. I think that's where the ICC put its foot down, saying this is not possible. At best, we can accommodate by shuffling the match referee. That hasn't happened. And that is why the Pakistani players who till now were ready, till about 3 hours ago, had been told you're playing the game 100%, have now been made to wait. We're just waiting for that press conference to take place.
Yeah.
By the PCB from Mohsin Naqvi, but I'm speaking to multiple sources there, some from the organizing committee, some from the broadcasters. All of them have yet not been told that the game is called off. So they are ready at the moment. And because even the organizers tell me the bus is there for a reason, because there is a chance that the Pakistan team might take that bus and you could
How
have a
bizarre.
delayed start, maybe by half an hour or 1 hour from the scheduled time. That is still a possibility.